This is my snowplow tractor. It's a wheel horse, model 416-8. So it's a 16 horsepower engine and an 8-speed transmission. I use this thing on gravel driveways, and I also have some walking paths out back, and that's grass. So I don't want to just lower the blade because it'll push gravel or dig into the grass. I need to adjust it so the blade hovers over the top of the ground. This snow blade is crooked, so that don't work so well, because one side digs in and the other side doesn't. I assume it's because the frame is twisted, but I'm going to see if I can compensate for that. So if you look at the back, these two mounting points where it attaches to the axle is what controls if it's level or not. So first I made sure there's about the same amount of air in the rear tires, because you can't make this adjustment if one of them is low. And I'm going to put some shims under the axle on this left side bracket. So first I'm going to take the weight off of the bracket. I'm going to put a block under the blade about in the middle. And I'm going to lower the blade. And I'm going to back off the lift stop so it has some travel in it, because I don't want that center lifting link to have any force on it. That way when I loosen the bolts, I can move the rear bracket down and put a spacer in there. That bracket was loose already. I've seen that before, and I think it's because this transmission case is tapered. That means the bracket can walk outward and loosen up on it. Don't know how much I need, so I got a couple of spacers here to experiment with. I'm just going to put one in there and try it. Now I got a shim in there, so I need to take this block out and lower the blade. And I need to adjust this lift stop so the lowest corner of the blade's just barely off the ground. Well, that's better than it was, but I want to keep going. So I'm going to add a smaller shim on top of that one and see if that does it. Well, that looks a lot better there. I think I'm going to go with that. So now I know how thick of a spacer I need. I'm going to use this hold down clamp as a template and make a good spacer with bolt holes in it so it'll stay in place. Well, here's the new spacer I made. It's the same thickness as those two pieces of scrap metal I had, and it's got the same bolt pattern as this hold down strap. I got some longer bolts here to account for the thickness of the new spacer. Both sides of this rear mount are connected together, so I got to loosen the bolts on the other side here to let it drop down a little. Everything's on a bind here, so I'm going to release this latch and drop the back of the snowplow. Well, these holes don't line up. Looks like the holes in my spacer are too far apart. I can get the bolt in there, but it don't line up with the top bracket. It looks like the holes in these pieces line up nicely. So the hole pattern on the bottom piece must be a little bit different. Okay, I put this on the milling machine and slotted both holes inward about 1/16 of an inch. I know I should be using a ratchet here, but I'm too lazy to go to the other building and get it. It's getting late in the day, so I don't have much daylight left. Well, there it is. Even though the lighting's bad, I can tell there's about the same gap on each side. There's not much snow out here yet. We're supposed to get a bunch tonight. That's why I'm out here doing this. I still need to get my tire chains on, but I'm going to give it a test drive. Alright, that's it.